People said I was born cursed, a black-mouthed girl. On the day my brother was born, when I was just 4, I uttered my first words. A debt collector from hell is coming. My father heard it. Without warning, he struck me in rage. Grandmother snatched me into her arms, shouting, "She's only a child." I just stared at him and whispered so softly only she could hear. "He won't live past tomorrow." And indeed, the next morning, father's truck was crushed in a tragic accident. After the funeral, mother took my brother and left for the city, leaving me with grandmother. She told everyone I had cursed my father to death. I looked at the baby in her arms and thought, if there really is a curse, it's not mine. Life with grandma was quiet but kind. No one in the village knew I could speak. They called me the mute girl. And the children threw mud at me whenever I passed. Grandma defended me each time, yet nothing changed. One evening she returned from work with a small book, a first-grade textbook. She smiled and said, "Lina, they paid me with this. Let Grandma teach you to read." I shook my head. She frowned for the first time. "Then no dinner tonight." Hunger won. I agreed. From that day, Grandma taught me one letter every night. If she didn't know it, she'd ask a neighbor. By 8, I could read and write a few hundred words. We spoke through the chalkboard she had rescued from a trash pile. Everyone thought I was simply a late talker. Grandma knew better. I could speak, but chose silence. When I turned 12, Grandma cooked long-life noodles with 2 sunny eggs. It was our tradition. She asked me to write my birthday wish. I wrote carefully. To stay with Grandma forever, and have a happy home. Thunder rolled outside, rain was coming. Then came a knock at the door. It was Mother, and my younger brother, Henry. My heart leapt. Did she remember my birthday? Mother frowned at the noodles. "So today's your birthday, huh?" Henry tugged her sleeve. "Mom, I'm hungry. I want eggs too." She ignored him and looked only at me. Without warning, she slapped me hard. "You cursed your father, now you've cursed me. Why don't you just disappear?" Grandma rushed in, furious. "She's 12, not a monster." Mother broke down crying, shouting about how she'd lost her savings because Henry caused an accident at her workplace. She screamed that I had brought her misfortune again. That night I cried until my eyes swelled. Grandma held me, whispering, "Don't hate her, child. Life hasn't been kind to her either." A few days later, Henry got into a fight at school after someone mocked him for having a mute sister. He hurt another boy badly. At home, Mother raged, Henry blamed me. And I just stared at them both, silent. Finally, I spoke, for the first time in years. My voice was rough and hollow. "Then let the true debt collector pay the price." Everyone froze. Grandma dropped to her knees, praying for forgiveness, begging me to take the words back. I said nothing. That night, I ran into the fields to calm myself. Under the pale moon, 2 older boys blocked my path, neighbors, once scolded by Grandma for teasing me. They laughed cruelly, dragged me toward the cornfield. I struggled, throat locked in terror, no sound came out. Before things went further, one screamed, a snake had struck from the grass. Both panicked. I ran for my life. When I stumbled home, clothes torn and skin bruised. Grandma understood at once. She wept and held me tight. Mother sat nearby, murmuring coldly, "So the curse found its next victims. Fitting, isn't it?" Grandma turned on her, shaking with fury. The next morning, chaos. The families of those 2 boys came shouting at our gate, accusing me of seducing their sons. Villagers gathered, whispering, judging. In the quarrel, one of them shoved Grandma hard. She fell and struck her head on a stone. I screamed, ran to her, but her breathing faded. Before the ambulance arrived, she was gone. I cried until my voice broke. Later, police announced that the 2 boys had died of snakebite. while attempting to harm me. There was no crime to charge me with. But the shove that killed Grandma, everyone knew who caused it. The families begged for mercy, for me to sign a forgiveness letter. I looked at Mother. If you sign it, I'll never call you Mother again. She didn't answer. That night, the woman who had mocked us before found her entire chicken coop slaughtered by wild animals. No one heard a sound. By morning, the rumor spread. The mute girl's curse had awakened. The next day, Grandma's funeral. Villagers came with false tears and empty words. The woman whose sons had died knelt before the coffin, begging forgiveness, offering money for peace. Mother hesitated. Thunder growled overhead. A flash split the sky as if heaven itself refused the deal. Terrified, Mother dropped to her knees, weeping that she was only trying to protect Henry. But I stood firm. Grandma died for us. No one leaves until justice is done. Minutes later, people rushed in shouting. A landslide had blocked the only road out of the village. The crowd turned pale. Then a young man brought a black dog, shouting for it to attack me. The beast lunged, but leapt past me and bit Henry instead. Screams erupted. He was rushed to the clinic, bleeding. Mother collapsed, trembling. I whispered to Grandma's portrait. The debt has been paid. As panic spread, a young Taoist priest arrived, invited earlier to break the curse. He looked at me gravely. You've spoken words that stir heaven itself. Is vengeance truly worth the cost? I placed a jaw stick in Grandma's urn. They took everything from us. I only asked for balance. The priest sighed. Then let's bring her back. But you must promise to stop the curse. He began the ritual. After long hours of chanting, a faint breath echoed from the coffin. Grandma opened her eyes. I ran to her, sobbing with relief. Mother stumbled in, pleading. Please forgive me. Spare my son. Grandma stood, weak but fierce. She slapped Mother once. From now on, you are no daughter of mine. Mother fled the village with Henry that night. Years passed. No one in the village dared speak ill of me again. Even the children were told never to mock the mute. When the government relocated our area, Grandma used the money to buy a small house in the city and send me to school. Sometimes, the young Taoist messaged me. Now that it's over, what will you do next? I always answered. Live as Grandma wished. Healthy, wise, and long-lived. He'd reply with a smile emoji and the same line each time. Even a pen of judgment has a heart. At night, I'd glance at Grandma's portrait glowing in candlelight. And whisper. You see, Grandma? I'm still here. And I will live this life well.